Hello, and thanks for tuning in to LA Angels franchise on MLB The Show 25. This is the first episode of the series where we will be looking at the team and seeing where our good positions are, not good positions are, good positions that we will eventually develop, and just what the outlook for the series is. So, thank you all for joining. This is going to be my biggest series I have ever done before. I'm super excited for it. So let's jump right in and let's look at some of the stats for our team. This is going to be the custom game entry conditions that I set up. If you have any suggestions, let me know in the comments. Don't really know what to put. I'll probably just be moving around as the series goes on, but this is what I'm kind of looking to do. About half the games we play, half of them not. Obviously, we're not going to be playing the actual game, like the whole 9 innings, but just hopping in a little bit and doing some of that stuff. But I could change this stuff, and I don't really know what to put as, so if you have any help, just let me know. Okay, so now looking at our roster, we have one player in the 90s, obviously Mike Trout, who is an A potential. Then we have Zach Neto at 84, UC Kikuchi at 83, Jose Siriano at 80, and Taylor Ward at 80. And that's all of our players 80 or above, which is not that much. So obviously want to work on that. But now looking at starting pitching, we got UC Kikuchi. He is 33 years old, 83 overall, C potential. I just don't really see us having him for that much longer, because he's just older at 33 years old. Yeah, he's a C potential, and 83 overall is good for this team, but just overall, it's just not exactly what I'm looking for. So I just think we might have to trade him later on, but we'll just see how he's doing. Hopefully he does good so we can get more value, but we'll have to see. And then Jose Soriano, he's one that we could keep a little bit longer. Same with Reed Detmers. They are younger, 26 and 25, 80 and 73, so decent overalls, and their C potential. So I think we're going to be looking to keep them. Maybe later on we'll trade them or let them go if we get a really good rotation. But it's going to be hard to build up this rotation with no prospects, which we will highlight later, because as we go down this list, there's not going to be anyone a B besides Tyler Anderson, who's 35 years old. So obviously this is one of his last years, even if he's playing in the MLB. We might just let him go. It might be one of his last years here or in the whole entire league. So we'll just have to see. And then not much else. Like, we have a bunch of 23 C's right there. You have Chase Southseth. Forgot about him. He's decent, but I don't know. It's just he started in the MLB, which I don't like, because I would like for him to develop more. But I feel like we have to have him in the MLB. I don't know. We'll see. I'll kind of update you next episode on what I changed, because I'll be changing a little bit of stuff here. But yeah, we'll see what to do with him. Maybe we'll start the season. I don't know. We'll just have to see. And then, yeah, as I was saying, we got some younger guys with C potential. So we got Francis Texido, who is only 19 years old, but he's only 58, so not great starting spot. But we got a lot of C's and younger, so we're gonna have a really good back end of the rotation in 2 or 3 years. But the thing is, I just don't really know if we will have an ace. I don't think we will with the guys we have on the team right now, so I think we'll have to go get one out of the draft or free agency or trade. We'll have to see how this all plays out. Now with the catchers, we got Logan Ohapi, and he's probably our future in catcher. 25 years old, 79 overall, B potential. He's kind of our future. I don't really know what else to say. It's kind of self-explanatory. Everyone else here is just blah. And then Dario Laverde, he could eventually be the backup, which I think that's what we're gonna do. We might try to keep Travis DiArno a little bit longer, even though he's 36, just to be a backup for Logan O'Hoppe until Laverde gets up there. But or we could sign someone. We'll see. But O'Hoppe's definitely the big guy here, which is really nice to see that we actually have someone who's a decent player at their position. Now looking at first baseman, got Ryan Noda, pretty good first baseman. He's probably one of the top ones on our trading list because he is a B potential, which will attract people, and he's decently young at 28, and not low overall, definitely, but not high. He'll still develop. But we have Nolan Shanuel right behind him. He's 23, and then everything's the exact same. 69 overall, and B potential. I'm really excited about him to see how he develops, but hopefully he develops well. And then we got Nico Cavadas right behind him, who could end up being backup eventually, or we could sign a backup. We'll see. But Nolan Shanuel, he is definitely going to be starting every single time instead of Ryan Noda. It's just because we want him to develop. If he does start playing bad, though, we're going to be a little bit more cautious with him and probably move him down to AAA because we want his development to be good. And the rest here, kind of blah. Besides Matt Company, he's in single A, 25 years old, 57 overall, C potential, not great, but we'll just see what happens there. But another thing I want to point out with Nolan Shanuel is last year he played in the majors. He led the team in batting average, and it wasn't like he only played a couple games. He played a majority of the games. He led the team in batting average, which was only 250, but still, he led the team in that. And then he also led the team in getting struck out the least. He only got struck out 103 times, which was the least. And he hit 13 homers, which is a lot, but it's okay. 54 RBIs, same with that. Not great, but okay. And on base percentage of 343, which is really good for this team. And yeah, he's just hopefully gonna be really good and develop really good. So I got high hopes for him. Now at second base, we got Luis Rengifo. He's another guy we could trade, but we might want to keep him because he has a 78 overall B potential, only 28 years old. He is pretty good. He's actually, I believe, our 7th best player for overalls on the team. But right behind him, we do have Christian Moore. So he's probably going to be the future for our second baseman. Yeah, I think once Luis Rengifo gets a little bit older, like into his 30s, he's going to be kind of where Rengifo is now, like around 31 years old for Rengifo. So we'll just have to see, especially if Rengifo starts going down any year, we'll probably just trade him. But we'll just have to see how it plays out. It'll be really interesting to see how it plays out. And then we also got Kevin Newman. He's 72 overall. He's a good trading piece. As I said before, a lot of these people are going to be good trading pieces, but he's a good one. And then Errol Vera is 22 years old, 59 overall, but C potential. He could be decent someday, but it might just take him a long time to develop. Now to third base. This is probably our worst position on all of our team. Even though we got Yohan Moncada at 29 years old, 71 overall, C potential, it's not our worst starter, but just for the future, I mean, look at this. Matthew Lugo, I mean, I don't really want someone 23 years old, 58 overall, C potential, becoming our starter in like the next 3 years. It just feels like either it's going to be too rushed, we're going to bring him up too early, or he's just not going to be good. Just, I don't really know where we have upside at this position. Matthew Lugo's really the only upside, but as I said, he's 58 overall. It's just, we're going to have to figure that out. That's probably what we're going to target first in our draft. Either that or starting pitcher, I would say. Just because it's just so weak in development. We have some decent players, but just development-wise, it's so weak. Well, at least we have something good after that third base position, which is shortstop, and we have Zach Neto. This is probably who we're going to build our team around. This is also one reason why I picked this team over. Oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to think of the other team that was in the selection show, but the other team is because of Zach Neto. He's just, I don't know how to describe it. It's just, he's a good building piece, and I felt like this could really be a good, like, starter for a rebuild. So that's kind of why I picked this franchise, because Zach Neto, and I really just wanted to start a franchise with him as being our starting shortstop. So I don't even really think we have to look at everyone else. I mean, we also got really good prospects here, as you can see there, but Zach Neto, as long as nothing crazy happens, he's going to be our starting shortstop for the foreseeable future. It could be a long time. It could be his whole career. And some interesting things about Zach Neto is last year he did lead the team in RBIs with 77, which is pretty good, I would say. And hopefully we can get his hitting and fielding a little bit up. Looking at the statistics here, his contact left is really good, like best you can do. And then power left is decent, but then contact right and power right, you don't want to develop that. Really want him to get good at batting against right-handed pitchers. And then fielding, everything's pretty good besides the fielding reaction. I mean, they're still decent, but we'll just want to develop them. But I would definitely say batting would be our first thing, then fielding with him. But, I mean, even if he just stayed like this, I wouldn't be happy because he's supposed to be super good. But if you never showed me his potential and age, and he just stayed like this, I would be fine. Now to left field, where we got some good trading upside here in Taylor Ward, 80 overall B potential. Then we got David Calabrese, 22 years old, 60 overall, but only a D potential. It's not good. Then we got 23-year-old Werner Blakely, 59 overall C potential. And then 22-year-old Alexander Ramirez, 59 overall C potential. So not great development or farm system here, but we could trade for a good prospect with Taylor Ward for another left fielder. What I'm thinking of is like trade him. Hopefully he goes up a couple overalls or something with like an A2 by the trade deadline, and then we trade him for about like a 63, 64 overall left fielder. We move like David Calabrese up, or also in the trade we could get a backup for him or trade for a backup and have a potential, because this is a weak position, but it's not one of them that I'm as concerned about because I feel like this has higher upside just with all the trades that can happen. Even just these two, I mean, it's not great, but at least it's something. Now looking at center field, we got Joe Adell. B potential, 25 years old, 75 overall. He's going to be probably our starting center fielder. or for the future. Obviously, he's going to be this year, but I really just like the situation here. Then we also got Mickey Monick, 26 years old, 70 overall, C potential. And then we got Nelson Rada, 19. He's 19 years old and 61 overall with C potential. So I really like that. Got a good start here on center field, which is great. And now, last but not least, our last position is right field. And we got Mike Trout, who just moved to right field this year to stay more healthy. He's getting older. He's 33. He's 96 overall, A potential. Out of all the guys I've said that are the top guys for us to trade for or trade away, he is the top one. Maybe not this year, but next year. But we also could trade him this year. I feel like the earlier we trade him, the more we can get for him. We can get so many prospects. He's still, at least in the game, like overall wise, top 10 player in the game. Which I believe when he's healthy in the majors, he is a top 10 player in the MLB still. But it's going to be a great trading piece. We could get so many prospects, and we could even get a really good player from him. So we'll just see how the season goes and what we need at that moment. And then we also got Jorge Soler, who we could trade. We could even trade him in a bundle. Just lots of good stuff here for the future, even though it's not the potential wise, it's trading wise. So I'm really excited about that to see what we can cook up with some trades. Okay, so I just showed you guys all of the team and what to expect with the team, or mostly what to expect. Maybe not everything what to expect with the team. And then I wanted to go through what the series like outlook is when I'll be posting and stuff. And I was thinking I would do like an episode a week, probably around Friday. I would post it, maybe Saturday, maybe Thursday, just depending. And I was thinking I also would do some live streams for the draft, the All-Star games, and just a bunch of our stuff that ends up coming up, maybe spring training, and just even some other random games. So that's kind of what I was thinking. If you have any suggestions, leave it down in the comments. As I said before, this is going to be my biggest series I've ever done before, so I'm super excited. So let's go make it a great series. I'm super excited to do it with you guys also. You guys will also be involved in the series. I forgot to mention that, so I'm super excited. I'll see you in the next one. LA Angels Rebuild Franchise. Sports 7.